WordPress security might not be the most exciting topic, but it's definitely one of the most important. Think about it from a hacker's perspective. WordPress is the most popular CMS in the world right now, so there are literally tons of websites to target. WordPress is open source, meaning the code's available to anyone online, and pretty much all WordPress websites use third-party themes and plugins, which add even more security vulnerabilities. With all that in mind, it's smart to think about security early so you don't have to stress when it's too late. After all, if a hacker can find just one vulnerability in a single theme or plugin you have installed, whether it's active or not, he or she can actually get into your server and cause irreparable damage. Now that we understand the importance of security for our WordPress site, let's look at a few basic things we can do to make our site more secure. For starters, always make sure you update both your WordPress install and the themes and plugins you have installed. Out-of-date themes, plugins, and WordPress installs give hackers an opportunity to exploit older vulnerabilities. To see if you have any available updates, go to your WordPress dashboard and click Updates under the Dashboard tab. If you're running an old version of WordPress, or if you have any plugins that need to be updated, you'll be able to see them and update them from here. Another thing you can do to make your site more secure is make sure you don't have a user named admin. This is common for new WordPress sites, but it makes it that much easier for hackers when they already know your username. All they have to do at that point is guess your password. Which leads us to the next point: don't use basic or generic passwords. Make sure your password is at least 8 to 10 characters with upper and lowercase letters, numbers, and special characters if you can. The next thing to think about when it comes to WordPress security is you want to make sure you're using as few plugins as possible and only use trusted, popular themes. As we've mentioned before, every plugin you install is another opportunity for hackers, so get rid of any plugins you have installed that are either not being used, aren't activated, or simply aren't serving much of a purpose. You also want to make sure you back up your website regularly in case you ever need to restore it. Backup Buddy is a well-known plugin for this, but feel free to do some research to find one you like. Lastly, you'll want to find a good plugin for general WordPress security. Two of the main ones I've found are WordFence and iTheme Security. These plugins have a lot of features, but they're still fairly easy to use. Check out each of these to see which you prefer, and then go through the plugin startup guide once you have one installed so you can make sure you're using it properly. I'm going to use iTheme Security for this site, and once it's installed, you'll see that there's a button that says Secure Your Site Now. When we click that, we see 4 more buttons that make it very easy for us to get set up quickly with basic configurations. Well, that's about it for WordPress security for right now. There are many more things you can do to improve your website security, and your website will never be 100% secure. But if you do the things we've talked about in this video, you'll be well ahead of most other WordPress websites on the web today, and you'll have taken a huge step toward preventing your WordPress website from getting hacked.